What was to know?
Saber.
Saber. Good. What would I know be if it follows our rules?
Sapo.
But it's not. It's se. So it's an exception. Se, se. You might have heard lo sé, literally I know it. Because se by itself is a bit short, so you often hear people saying lo sé, I know it, rather than se. So this is irregular, very irregular. Se. No, but the rest of the versions of saber are regular. So how would you say he knows, or she knows, or it knows, or you form will know?
Sabe.
Good. So I don't know.
No sé.
No sé. We said that quiero was I want, and quiero actually is an verb. So how would you say I don't know what he wants? What is what?
¿Qué? No sé qué lo quiere.
Why lo?
He.
Firstly, you're not using the word for he. You're just saying he wants, and that's contained in the verb.
Yes, of course.
But lo is not he, it's him, not he. We didn't learn yet the word for he. On purpose, actually. We haven't been learning these words. So that we can just use the verb for now.
Okay.
So try again. I don't know what he wants.
No sé qué quiere.
Good. You must feel comfortable with two words becoming one. I don't know what he wants. No sé qué quiere. Good. The word for he is el. El. E-L. So if you want to be emphatic, I don't know what he wants, or if you want to show or clarify who you're talking about, you can add that. So how would you do that? I don't know what he wants.
No sé qué él quiere.
Good. No sé qué él quiere. Or you can say, no sé qué quiere él. You can do either. One sounds more emphatic than the other, and this is much better understood in live practice because the emphasis is not just in the sentences with the hands and the facial expression and the tone of voice. So it's something much better to get live. No sé qué él quiere. No sé qué quiere él. The word for she. What is the word for her first? We want to differentiate. What is the word for her? Like in, I want to see her. How would you say, I want to see, to view her?
Quiero verla.
Good. Quiero verla. But if you want to say, she sees, it's not her, I want to see her, it's she. And the word for she is ella. Ella.
Ella.
Now this is spelled E-L-L-A. Double L in Spanish is pronounced yo. Ella.
Ella.
So if you want to say she sees, to see is ver. What type of verb is it? Are verb, ir verb, er verb?
Ver.
Ah.
It's an er.
An er verb. It seemed too obvious to us.
Sorry. I thought you might be asking something more complicated.
No, this is an er verb. So how do I say she sees?
Ella ve.
Ella ve. And if I know who I'm talking about, I can just say ve. Maybe when we are contrasting in the sentence, we have a special desire to use these words. When I say contrasting, I mean in the sense, maybe I say, I want to invite him, but she doesn't want to invite him. So even if we know who I'm talking about, there I will probably use the word for she, because I'm making that contrast. Again, these are things you just do very naturally without realizing it once you get practicing. Also because your native language probably does the same thing as well. Even if you don't have the choice whether or not to put she, like in English you always put it, you will stress it with your voice. I don't want to invite him, but she does. So because you are stressing that with your voice in English, that's also going to carry over. Many things are going to carry over that are positive language transfer that we might not necessarily address specifically. So how would you say that? I don't want to invite him, but she does want to invite him. So, I don't want
No quiero
to invite him.
invitarlo.
Good. No quiero invitarlo. But,
Pero
she does. So actually, we can just say, but she, yes. What was the word for yes?
sí.
Sí. So we can just say, but she, yes. How would you do that?
Pero ella sí.
Good. No quiero invitarlo, pero ella sí. Or maybe I even use the word for I there to be emphatic. Yo no quiero invitarlo. Yo. Y-O. Yo no quiero invitarlo, pero ella sí. So we said that salir was to leave or to go out. Now, I leave or I go out is salgo. It's irregular. Has the g. sound popping up, salgo. But the rest of the versions are regular, so let's make them. How do you say he goes out or he leaves? Or it?
Sele?
Again, you're making some Turkish vowel harmony here, huh?
Sorry, what's the two?
Salir,
So it's seli. No,
salir,
sale.
sale. Good. So that sile you put before is because it just sounds better. The mind has some kind of desire for this vowel harmony. It's very interesting. Sale. Now you can make me the rest. They, or you plural, you guys.
Salen.
Good. And you informal?
Sales.
Sales. Good. Now, if you want to say I'm going out to eat, how is I'm going out again? So it should be salo, but it was
Sango.
salgo.
Salgo.
Salgo. So the irregularity is the same as the other one that we saw. Tener, tengo, to have, I have. Venir, vengo, to come, I come. Salir, salgo. So how do you say I'm going out to eat?
I'm not sure the word out.
This is the verb. The
Oh,
verb is to
salgo.
leave
Yeah,
or
and-
to go out.
Right,
So
okay.
you don't need the word
Okay.
for out.
Salgo comer. Salgo a comer.
Why did you think of the a? I think you felt it, no? You felt that sense of movement. Good. So, salgo a comer. It's a verb of movement. Good. Voy a comer. I'm going to eat. Salgo a comer. I'm going out to eat. Very good. What was I have?
Tengo.
Tengo. I have it.
Lo tengo.
Lo tengo. Good. I have them.
Los tengo.
Los tengo. Good. If we add on que to tengo, and there's not really any comfortable translation for this, but if we add on que, we get I have to in the sense of must, have to. So, for example, if you say tengo que comer, we get I have to eat. So we change the meaning of tengo, like have, which is just possession, to have to by adding que. And like I said, there's no comfortable translation. Que is what or that. It's also used as that, and we're going to use it like this later. But again, it's still very uncomfortable to translate. So we would just say we add que and we get the meaning of have to. So how would you say I have to do it? What was to do? Begins with a silent H.
Hacer.
Hacer. So I have to do it.
Tengo que hacer.
So-
Hacerlo.
Good. Tengo que hacerlo. Lo tengo que hacer. You have the option. So we've seen a few verbs with this go business. Vengo, I'm coming. Tengo, I have. Salgo, I leave. And we've seen that the go just pops up for the I version. Doesn't pop up for the other versions, this G. So tiene, for example, is he has. Tiene. How would you say they have?
Tienen.
Tienen. And how would you say you have? Speaking informally.
Tienes.
Tienes. Good. So if I give you the version for he comes, it's viene. So how would you say you come?
Informal.
Yes.
Vienes.
Vienes. The word for when is cuando. Cuando.
Cuando.
When are you coming?
Informal. Vienes.
It's the English that's confusing
¿Cuánto
you.
vienes?
Exactly. So don't let that English, are you coming, confuse you. There's a lot we're doing in English there we don't need to worry about for Spanish. ¿Cuándo vienes? When are you coming to eat?
¿Cuándo vienes a comer?
A comer. Very nice. ¿Cuándo vienes a comer? When are you coming to eat? Tiene. What does tiene mean?
Have.
But I need you to be more specific. I'm giving you more information than just have. Tiene.
He, it, she, all, formal, you.
Very good. Ella tiene. Ella tiene.
She has.
Good. Quiero saber qué tiene.
I want to know what you have. I want to know what you have.
What you have or she or it. Very good. You said that a very interesting detail about tener is that you can also translate it as tain, when this tain forms part of another verb in English. So contain becomes contener. No? So how was it has or she has, he has?
Tiene.
Yes, we saw that it was tiene. We haven't looked at why yet, but we've seen that it's a little bit irregular. In Spanish, you can generalize this irregularity. How is I have?
Tengo.
Tengo. I obtain.
Obtengo.
Obtengo sounds rather formal in English, but in Spanish, you might use it like get. I get it. Lo obtengo. I obtain it. To put in Spanish is poner. Poner.
Poner.
That means to put. And I put, you have the same business with this G popping up. So how do you think it sounds? I put.
Pongo.
Pongo. And poner is interesting like tener, because when we have pose inside of a verb in English, we can turn that pose into poner and we get the verb in Spanish. So the example would be compose becomes componer. So to compose is componer. How would to suppose be?
Suposer.
So compose is componer. Suppose is
Suponer.
suponer. And how do you think you would say I suppose? We want to generalize our irregularities in Spanish. So how was I put? How was that? I put.
Pongo.
Pongo. So suponer, to suppose, becomes for I suppose.
Supongo.
Yeah, supongo. And you will hear supongo que sí. I suppose that yes. I said that que can also mean that. I suppose so, we say in English. In Spanish, you say I suppose that yes. Supongo que sí. You will hear that. So we had componer, to compose, suponer, to suppose. How would you say to impose?
Imponer.
Imponer, to expose,
Exponer.
to oppose.
Oponer.
Yes. I oppose it. I oppose it.
Lo opongo.
Lo oppongo. I oppose it. Good. And I have
Tengo.
tengo. And we said we can add on que to get the meaning of have to. So if you want to say, I have to see her, how would you say I have to see her?
Tengo que verla.
Good. We could say la tengo que ver or tengo que verla. Both are fine. How would you say I must see her? I owe to see her.
Debo verla.
Debo verla. Or where else could you put that la?
La debo ver.
Good. La debo ver. The difference between tengo que and debo is exactly like English. We use must when it's a bit more serious. No, I must see her. And we say have to like an everyday kind of thing. The way you use it in English and Spanish is exactly the same. So debo is a little bit more severe, a little bit more serious. And tener que, to have to with que, is more everyday. Tengo que comer ahora. What does that mean? Tengo que comer ahora.
I have to eat now.
Good. I have to eat now. What does it mean if I say voy a intentar comer más tarde? Voy a intentar comer más tarde.
Voy is I'm going.
Yes.
Intentar. Can you say the whole sentence again?
Voy a intentar comer más tarde.
It sounds odd because it sounds like I'm going with the intention to eat later.
Good, but it's not a noun. It's not the intention. It's not la intención. It's intentar. And when you hear that R on the end, you can suspect that it's a verb. Most of the time it's going to be. So you want to something. Voy a intentar.
I'm going to intend.
I'm going to try.
Ah.
I'm going to try.
To
Yes.
eat later.
Exactly. I'm going to try to eat later. Good. So let's make a very short recap on these useful verbs that tend to have verbs coming after them in this way, like voy a. So we had voy a, I'm going to. I can. It might help to know that the word power is related to this word in Spanish. Of course, when you can, when you're able to, you have the power to. So it's related and it begins with P. I can.
Puedo.
Puedo. Good. Voy a comer. I'm going to eat. Puedo comer. What does that mean?
I can eat.
Yes. Tengo que comer.
I have to eat.
Debo comer.
I must eat.
Quiero comer.
I want to eat.
Good. So these verbs, quiero, voy a, tengo que, puedo, debo, they're very useful because we can just put the to form after